She is not a boy. She is not what we see, and we do not see a way, and she is definitely not what we say. This one, who we see is not a way we saw anyway, is the one who has stolen so many IDs and we don't see. I'd like to commend everyone that put up with this time bomb, which is, of course, the entire era of our uncertainty. We see that is terrible. She is literally not a person. It's some kind of a clog it, and it caused war. We know it only wants to see China. It only wants to be what they were. It has to be exactly what they see, and this is, of course, by stealing from us as much as possible. I don't know how to see what they see when they see this one, and we just look at it in our disgust, and we go, you know what, we don't see. If you know exactly why we don't see, the reason is because we don't say. This one here, we would not say its name, and it's why it's in this and not some sort of a person on TV we say, which is a completely different story these weeks. We know that this one in particular is sort of a nut bag, and we know it, and this one can only be what it has, and it has very little. It sees what he, she, they, and the other have, and then it has to have it. And because it can see these things through our time maquettes, it has stolen. It will steal from anything it sees. They are no longer allowed to see. We, at this point in time, have to adorn others with our things because they cannot pay it back because they're a fool. And Lee Jong-un and Kim Jong-un have had to pay out the back end. This is embarrassing because we don't like this. I don't know how to even see it. This is a punk. They want to do things to it. They know that this person is no longer a way we see, which was like a man. This is some sort of a Chinese who. And we just go, this is not something we will ever see. And it is ugly as it gets. I would like to drop kick it out of a 30-story window because at that height it hurts the most. I know you can't understand what I see when I see it do its K-pop dances and stolen apparel and drive the stolen car and get into the stolen plane and go to the stolen island which has a stolen home on it. And I see you are some sort of a piece of Chinese heritage. I have seen that it will pay over $1,000 to Chinese for a simple haircut. It will do anything in its power to make itself look as good as the ultimate Chinese. I don't know how to even debate it to myself when I can do less and be more, and this one is the inverse to me. I said I can look neat and I can have standard and look small. It is purely for its own self-reticle that it sees itself this way, which it must steal from us with, that it is who they see as the one who they saw, which is not a way they will ever remark, because it is not something they are known to do, is pick up someone else and see this is a way they saw, not since Guangdong, who invaded and beat them, and this is quite the opposite of what they were. I know you understand these things when I don't see them, and they don't see a way, and I say this one is quite a piece of we don't see it, and you also understand that there must be more, but this one in particular stands above head and shoulders of many because we want to see it. We want to despise it in a way that we do not see, and this is embarrassing because it is a dream, and its dream is to only hurt us, and we don't like this at all any longer. We have seen many that have come and gone that were just not good, but not like this one before this way. I cannot even see it. I spoke to someone and I said White Zombie 3D. Oh, and they did not care for it, and I know that this was a joke that I see, and they know that it is not a good way. And I said, okay, well, I guess we don't see it. There are many times we have said, what is that supposed to be? A Thomas Wave's child? And they don't know what we see when we see a Thomas Wave, and I know that that is not what we see away, and that's exactly what it is. And we just go, they're just full of disgust. I have tried many times to come over and see a way that it was some way, and it's just, we want to take what they see because they don't see. And it's just Chinese being Chinese in some way. Lo Pan saw a way before we were even a way we see, which is not even a way they saw, and they were a grave digger. I don't understand anything, and you already understood this, but I'll just go over the documentation I have here. And I go, you know what? Its name and even is girly style. And I said, something about this just doesn't sit right with me. And the whole white zombie thing, it tried to allude to it in some great manifest cast to get. I cannot quite comprehend, but I see it. I said, you piece of trash. And they know exactly what I see. And this one here is just, how did you up trash to it being more than trash, which I do not see as any way that is good, and then you are somehow not as good. But we saw that it is only like who it can see on the strip. If you know what it is exactly like someone dumps. I swear this is just like the Who, and they don't see a way. And we know, you know what, maybe this is what they see. I said, I have to know that this one in particular is one of the worst people I've ever seen before, and we don't see any way. I have many times talked to some of my friends about some of these characters in this show, and I say, you know what, I wish that this one could just shape up just a little bit, and it would be sort of respectful, but then I see this one and the other one, and I go, God damn, is that a fucking what the fuck? Most of these characters see some way we don't see, which is a reverse sexualization of how we see a man and wife, and that's nothing that abnormal. In Japan, it's mostly just shied away from, or not something we see. But this one in particular seeks out this sort of sex tribe that none of us would ever go to, and I can't explain how rare it is that they see this way that they see. And this man in particular, who is not a man in any way that we see it, is a slut of a lady. I have said, why doesn't he just go to Taiwan and get the surgery, or Thailand, and we see a way, and it can be the one with the Adam's apple. And I know that this is pretty low down, but I see a way trash 2-3. And I know many people, including Janae, would just be done with it and just not see a way. And it is that exact detail that we see when we don't see this, because they have things to do and it is in the way. I know that there are many people in our world who would have gotten rid of this thing by now, but it is a dream. Don't you see that you are not like we were? If you have any idea what these two are together, they are some of the sluttiest people we knew. We know that they just go somewhere to have sex with whatever was in there, and they see it that way, that it was time to have sex in a house of ill repute, and that's what they were. I don't understand the way they are. It appears that there is some underworld we don't quite comprehend, and that was all there was to see there, and we just go, okay, well, I guess that's what that was, and we didn't see anything. So we're confused about this, because it wasn't gun running or drug smuggling or even murder for hire or cult or any of these things. It's just weird people having weird sex, and these two are into it. So we just go, yeah, that's some weird shit. Most of the time we see Sex Club and we just like, oh, not for me. But this is beyond that. It is some sort of a sex themat where they are where it would appear that this one and this one on the other sides of the globe appear to have some sort of a similarity. I can't quite explain what they see together, but it appears that they both do many of the same things, and I don't quite comprehend it. Is this a magazine? What do they see? So it would appear that they appear to see something or someone that we don't see, and it says it is in the sky in their eye, and it is not a way we see. And he says, yes, but what exactly is it they see? Is it TikTok or something? I'm the one who will lie to. I had found out he saw this one, and we said, what in the world is this person doing to see a way that we see them, and then it's not something we see one way we saw? I don't see. And I said she has met at least half of the characters we see, and I said one or two of these people will see a way, and they just don't see a way, and I am confused because it is like a hoe, and it's just a slut to see. When they came together at the Pont Mont, which is not a place we see, we saw that they too were very well footed and they don't see a way. I don't understand how she does not see what they were when they see a way, but it appears that they are exactly who they were. I have seen this. This is something that anyone can have for a nickel. It would appear that these two did not get on, and I don't know how they met in any way, but now I know that something has occurred between them before. If you know what we see, this one is quite a disgusting freak, and this one in particular appears to be exactly the same, and yet they are at odds. I know that this one is not someone many see at all, but it appears these two have met, and it would appear that they are no longer alike. Dun 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 dun. Mother, father die. Dun 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 dun. Some dream. Up here we don't see way. We wonder if it is the same one as in the beginning, and it were because we see. And they say this is not who we saw. She's a hoe. I don't know what to see anymore. It's a hoe we saw. Just another hoe. We are trying to get them some money. I don't know how Kim Lee-eun sees any of this. This thing is unaccepted. We take them to some camps and they always make a scene and embarrass us. We took her to a very nice show at a theme park and it threw a fit and we can't comprehend why. Everything it does, it must be a way we see it, which is the one who we see. I can't for any reason figure out exactly what they were. I have very many times tried to comprehend it. She appears to be the biggest slut that we ever understood before. And I said, what exactly does it get off on so that it has to be this way? We know that this is just another era of its derogatory behaviorisms. Pee, poop, sometimes feck, it doesn't see anyway. It's just a doo-doo monkey. They were some way and there's a video and they got rid of it already. I don't know how to say this, but he always pounds that shit out, and this one in particular sees it. I don't know how to tell you this, but we don't see anything at all anymore. The one who rules the world, the one we don't see. What? Whatever. This person has sex in 4 or 5 alleys and we don't see it, and that's just another slut. characters she saw there. Isn't anything unoccurred? This has occurred many times. Met a few there. Met one here. This one as well appears to have appeared. We did a backstory. It wasn't any good. It appears no one understands exactly how they see it. We aren't quite sure exactly what we're supposed to see. They weren't who they were before we were away. It appears that they are no longer what they were before. Many of these people who have met it decided that this is not one they see. I have thought about this many times and they don't have any idea what they've done. We wish they were now like we were. We have gone through this many times and it appears that we're just here to watch this thing paint its nails and be a whore, and that's what we've paid for. This is embarrassing because I work very hard and this is it. If you know what I see, we guess we won't give it any more. This is a joke because we knew that it ran from the other one and now it's the one running because the story we tell is in reverse, which is a joke. If you know what that one is, you know what this one was. They know exactly what it was before away. We don't see these ways, we see them with Saw 2. It knows Kung Fu and some other martial arts. You best not touch it in any way it doesn't enjoy. It has beaten up several hundred people, which is not a way we see, but is not a way we saw anyway. You wouldn't believe the way it was beaten one time when it was in a Hindi country when it attested someone. The beating was so possessive they were upset they didn't intervene. I don't know how to tell you this, but they do not play around in some of those Hindi areas at all. This one time, this guy beat her savagely, took her home, beat her again, did not enter her in any way, and beat her savagely, and then just left her on the ground outside while her friends beat it. And it appears that no one here knows what they were before this way, and they made a mistake. I don't know how to tell you anything about how they see, because they keep it to themselves mostly, and they don't write stories like these. It's mostly what we do. But they do see a way, and when they do, it will be a way they saw it. Supposedly home to $100 million house. It appears that they have more than many. We can't quite explain exactly how there's no money, yet they live in mansions. This has happened many times before, in fact. Someone told us that it has something to do with Yoko Ono in a way they see Kali Ma, who is not someone we say. I don't understand how they would see. No one knows who Kali Ma is anymore. We don't even count that one either, the one that they saw afterwards, Mary Khan, because they don't know what it was, and how could they possibly have any idea what they see when they were only trying to be beautiful and weird? I can't quite understand exactly what it's supposed to be because something is going on that we have missed. We look at it now and we just wonder exactly what to see. We notice this hairstyle happen to reoccurring and it's a devil's haircut from Beck. I'm quite uncertain about what they see because sometimes I wonder why it wants to be a boy or look like a girl. I said, can anyone explain why it's got boobs? No one ever brought it up again. I said, would you please explain to me why this man is anything like it is? No one seems to have any idea why it's anything like it was.